Israel, so will you deliver Biafra. That is our hope. That is our anchor of everything that we hold dear as a race and as a people. You brought Biafra that light may come into Africa. You gave us hope because we are in a continent of hopelessness. And by thy grace, Biafra shall be restored. We shall be resurrected. We shall crown our efforts with the glory by the grace of the Most High Himself. We are not strong. We do not pretend to be strong. All we do is to submit ourselves to your will, that your will may be done upon our lives. We have lost many people. We have lost so many good people. Their sacrifice will never be forgotten. We shall honor them, and for their sake, Biafra will come. Israel lost people, and today Israel is here as a beacon of hope in a land filled with darkness. We beseech thee, O Elohim, because we are wandering all over the world.
Good evening, fellow comrades and lovers of freedom across the globe. This is Biafra Radio, and is 39 minutes on top of the hour here, United Kingdom, 8 p.m. And today is the Wednesday, the 13th November year of our Lord 2023. And my name is Mazi Umeh. I reside here in United Kingdom, and this is Biafra Radio. This evening, we have come again to bring you the good news within IPOB family across the globe, most especially the upcoming court of our leader. Everybody, every hands must be on deck. As Onyendu warned about the fifth colony, we must pay attention to the reality before us. This time around, it's not a round of people, gravitating around them. So there's no need, there's no room for shenanigans. It's either you are in or you're out. And this evening, I'm going to go through a couple of things this evening before I proceed. A lot has been happening, and this is our national radio, and it shall be kept secret as we have promised. And the upcoming, I call it, what I call that is a travesty. Onyendu have got no case to answer in the zoo court of law. As everybody knew, what happened to our leader was a crime against humanity. And there's nothing anybody can say to actually, to utter the reality that we are in, because a man was kidnapped in Kenya and kept for 8 days and tortured, an extraordinary rendition to the Zoological Republic of Nigeria, and there is nothing whatsoever that he required to answer into the court. Jurisdiction or judiciary will never take a place as long as crime have taken place, because it's prohibited in the African Charter. That's their own law and domesticated in the zoo so-called constitution. So what we are doing this evening is we are like a vigil to upcoming charade, or the travesty, I call it. And regardless what is going on, one thing is certain, that at the end of this journey, one thing must happen, that Biafra shall be restored. Our leader is still there. The only beacon of hope you must pay attention to is the big elephant in the room is still standing. Without any provocation, our leader still remember whom he is. He said, and I quote, that any day he dreamed, he said it's nothing. Any day he dreamed of betraying Biafra, if Chukwuka Biama did not destroy him and his entire household, then you know that Chukwuka Biama does not exist. And they have not disappointed us because, and I'll quote again, he said he will sacrifice anything sacrificable. He said it in his father's compound in our follow Quebec, and his two parents was both sides. He's standing in the middle of them and his wife in the other flank, and he said, and I'll quote, he said, I will sacrifice everything sacrificable, including my two parents and he said, my kids. How many people have said something like that and stand upon it? That is why you must not allow yourself to be deceived or hoodwinked. Only one, and I repeat again about the fifth colony. The fifth colony is our enemy within. Gowan said if he knew that the Igbo Biafran love money so much that he wouldn't waste a dime or a bullet to fight Ujuku, he should have easily bought over, give somebody money, just like what is happening. Peter Obi came, they bought him over, he distracted you. Those that sold Onyendu, we are not, emphasizing so much about those that sold our leader, because time will take its course. But it's our duty to always keep you on a bed and give you what you deserve. Everything we say here is truth and nothing but the truth. We are on a fact check movement. IPOB was found only, and we shall be white and whiter than snow, regardless whatever might happen. Doesn't matter who is involved. We are not shaking. Mazi Umeh is still in the SS dungeon. That's what counts. If Onyendu could have given up, I will still worship Mazi Umeh till the day I die. This is my own personal view. I don't care what Mazi Umeh has done. For the sacrifices I've made, some of you are jumping up and down, praying to God, you don't even know who they are. The story they're putting somewhere, and every one of you have worshipped something you don't know. Aliens to you. But I've seen a man that given his life, giving his two parents, every sibling of his, every his offspring, still standing alongside with him. They never left him. That is what counts. And I made a vow that I will serve under Mazi Umeh. I have never served under anybody in my entire life. Dedicated, never. Because I was born with who I am. But when it's submissive, without nobody pressuring you, that is priceless. Some of us join this struggle is not because of someone talked us in. We came here because God brought us, because a day like this must emerge. And that we shall be men that stand in the side of the truth. When you say only 100 men with clean heart, that Chukwuka Biama will give us Biafra in the platter of God. That being said, tonight, I got a specific stuff I need to touch in tonight before I move forward. But firstly, our leader Mazi Umeh have communicated very, very precise. We don't have issue with whoever that want to have sympathizing with our leader. Mazi Umeh is a leader of a nation, but he must hearken to his words. Whenever Mazi Umeh can make a pronunciation, it automatically become a law. You must abide to. You must follow to it, regardless who you might think you are. Because when our eminent special counsel put up a tweet that Onyendu won, that we must be very careful and be vigilant about the 50 colonies. Some of you do not understand what he meant. But I'm here to tell you that our leader is a man that predicted the future. Nostradamus, of all people, the foreseer, prophesied about our leader, that the man will rise from the east to liberate his people, that every single one of them is going to turn against him. Look around you today. Every single individual you see, anybody that wants to have a follower on Facebook, they will become a sympathizer of Mazi Umeh. That is not why we are here. You are free to do whatever you want to do, but worst thing you must not do is that thing Onyendu have asked publicly. Our leader was, since Onyendu was rendition, 30 months in counting. The first time he spoke to us in the court, he said that he wants Biafra land to be peaceful. That is why I'm here. That alone tells you all you need to know. Now, our legal luminary, which is Barrister Aloy Jumako, have come out, a special counsel for that matter, put up a memo specifically requesting that everybody must, all those people that are fermenting problem in Biafra land must not dabble with Onyendu's name on IPOB. When things change tomorrow, they say, oh, they're fighting each other. But now we are giving this as a warning. Very, very important that people take account of what they do. You can form your group, you can do whatever you want to do. No one is stopping anybody to go ahead. Onyendu say, whatever you know that will restore Biafra, go ahead and do it. As well, if you know something you must do to Biafra not to be restored, do it as well, just like they're doing today. But it does not deter us, because our leader is the only thing that matters to me. To every hardcore IPOB should understand that everybody, even the world themselves, and I'm going to play some video here, because the reason why is that the international community knew that Mazi Umeh could easily collected money and walk away. But they are watching. Perseverance is what people are watching. Liberation is what people are watching. Mandela spent 27 good years in prison, even though at the end, he didn't get what he wanted. But at least he sacrificed 27 good years in Royal Island for his people. He came out and emerged as the president of his country. He ruled for 8 years, and the rest is history. Today, Malema is still there. So that brings me tonight again. There's a memo I want to flash here. The reason being is this. This young man has been advised not to mention Mazi Umeh in anything he does. They have now recreated every name that have ever emerged in Biafra agitation, those that have come to looking for money. So the same thing. It's like, I don't know why our people cannot move forward. Anything our people knew, they will abuse it. Now, every name you hear today is not something that is Aryan. It's only IPOB came. No one has used that name before, and it was an issue. Because Onyendu said, and I'll quote, that even when they were together with Emeka Sri here, this little Biafra is seen today was formed. Then they say they don't want to talk about, they don't want to answer Biafra when they get there. Onyendu said, no, we are indigenous, and that name we must answer. Biafra in exile, I think this one they are doing, I think is the 5th or the 4th one. It is not something new. All this whole thing, we have no issue with you. My issue is this, because those that will be in are the people that give room to this. This is what Nyamodo asked for, and that's what they are accusing today. But I tell you what, Onyendu said, only 100 men. But he said our women must come with us. Whether good or bad, I don't know, but that is his word. And I always quote our leader, verbatim. Now, over time, Onyendu, there was a memo Nameka brought and said that Simon Ekpa's name must not, the US must not respond to Simon Ekpa. All these things, we're going through it. And I got no issue with whatever they do. Our people are gullibility of every Igbo man is the next to nothing. Now, I'm going to flash this memo here. and one Biafrans, the IPOB worldwide, and those living in Biafra land. And I want to say this here. Mazi Umeh have said, and I'll quote him, that our people have suffered enough. The last thing you want to do is for you to oppose yourself to our people. It won't work. It won't work. The reason why IPOB excelled because IPOB came. That's the vacuum. And our leader was sent. But when you oppose yourself to people, we are Republican in nature. You see all these shenanigans you guys are doing, creating unrest in our land. This is not what is going to give us Biafra. You can shout this for another 100 years. You're not going anywhere. Mark my word somewhere. You can do this for another 10, 20 years. No one is going to listen to you. The strategy was very simple. And the world knows why we are doing what we are doing. That's why Mazi Umeh can remain in prison. If Onyendu come out from DSS and say he doesn't want to do, forget that. Nobody will ever talk about Biafra again. You see all this stuff? Nobody. The reason why some of you are still existing is because Mazi Umeh is in prison. The world know. Now, I just want to prove. I want to put this up here, and I want you guys to see it, because threatening our people, I don't think is ideally. Sit at home. IPOB started sit at home from 2016. We started sit at home. It is voluntarily. No threat was attached to it. Nobody was bullied. And we have achieved a lot, including our business. Everything we have done was volunteer. And today, if a couple people carrying AK-47 and fermenting problem in the villages, and after you've done what you've done, Onyendu said that ESN was not formed. We don't have ESN because whenever you go into small arms struggling, your own people are going to suffer. Go and study about Liberia and Sierra Leone war. Even Sierra Leone, that was attempting coup the other day, which he has not settled yet. The way things are going down there, but I believe that they will not allow themselves to go back to where they were coming from, because it's a small, lovely country. This is my, I could say, is my. If I have to go to Africa right now, that's the only place I can go to. I don't have no business at the zoo. So ideally, I could call that my second home if Biafra is restored today in Africa. Now, I want to say this to you guys. Everybody must not pay attention to this. Anybody that want to sit back home on Friday, which is, I think, is a weekend, to honor our leader, is entirely up to you. But after that day, any other day that have they put on this memo, please regard it as some people that this is that the fifth colony Mazi Umeh is talking about. I just want to make this abundantly clear. When Onyendu put the word out, the fifth colony, this is them. This in every single one of them have got their own share. They have shared money. All of them from A to Z. They have gotten money from the system. The job they are doing is not for the interest of Biafran. Only thing they are dealing with is for their pocket. But those, because I won't say even a madman have a follower. Why do I care who follows you or who contributes money? It's not my. I'm not interested to know. My concern is that, and using Mazi Umeh name as your first point of reference, whatever you're demanding, what you are doing is not going to release Mazi Umeh. You have done it for almost 30 months. What happened? It's not going to release Onyendu. There's no pressure on what you're doing. You're causing problem in our land. It's a banditry. 2016-17, things, man was on the ground and things happened. And the zoo feel the pain. All this one thing and all this show, this is not what we are. This is not, we've gone beyond this on this struggle. People have died. This is not about buying and selling mentality and how much am I going to make. This is not why we're here. Very, very important. So I want people to disregard this fake. This thing has got nothing to do. At the end of the day, what they mean, they're igniting the zoo murderers to come to our villages and massacre our people. After they ferment problem, they will run away. And the zoo military now will invade our land and kill our people, and we complain. It doesn't work that way. ESN was formed as a vigilante to safeguard our forests and bushes. our parents, our farmers, because of the Fulani marauders with AK-47 assault rifles, came into our land, pretending that they're headers and clean our people. That was the purpose of that. Butchering our people, nothing else. Anybody, anywhere saying contrary to this, they are the fifth colony. And I will stop it there. Now, tonight, I want to play a video. And Amnesty International did a succinctly put documentary about IPOB in 2016-17, what happened after all Henry Jonicha and Aba High School. And at the end of the day, Amnesty was standing on their ground before they were threatened and they succumbing to the pressure. Oh, this particular audio, I want you to listen to this. And this is what Mazi Umeh, before the onslaught on 2017, Onyendu gave them list of what he wanted in our land. Even the second Niger Bridge, they managed to, even the dead Buhari, I think they finished it. It was because of Onyendu and IPOB. That has been played since 1960. They've been promising us about second Niger Bridge. I want to say something here. If he build house with gold, I want to repeat, if he build house with gold in Lagos and give it to me, even in Abuja, give it to me free, I don't want it. I don't have any urge for it. It is not what I want. I rather live in a thatcher house in my village peacefully. I knew what Lagos was. What I saw, I become still. That's why I don't feel sorry for anybody that they destroy their property. Only to warn you. Even our internal leader came to trade fair. When they asked him to come and open it, he told them, take this market back. Even Ojukwu, after he was ridiculed. But a man that have given everything in this life, some of them think he's a madman. Why would I feel empathy for you? Of course not. I don't care who is. Doesn't even if he's my blood brother. I don't give a monkeys about it, to be honest with you. Because some of them have advised them. I don't care. It's not my business. I want you to watch this video. Some of you have watched it, but I want to say something because this is what Onyendu asks. And now you understand the reason why IPOB stand in a path of truth. You think Amnesty International is doing this survey and coming out in the Zoo national television and telling them this in their face? You could see the face of the people. This is something that have played for over 6 to 7 decades. We are living like a slave in our own father backyards. And people tell you they have money. You see them making noise, drinking too much alcohol. Because, when you don't reason, what makes you a human being? The only thing that makes you different from animal is the ability to reason. When you lack it, the baboon in the wild forest is far better off than you are. And sometimes I feel ashamed. But you know what? That's why God has brought us along with our leader. Because when I look around me, I know why Mazi Umeh can say only 100 men. I didn't say only do have a number. That's why you see people jumping up and down. We know what happened with COVID. A lot of people, because our people are always looking for where to, they like advertisement. They like advertisement. They're like Mormon crowd, let's go. Where can we party and gossip? This is what our people, those vile and imbecilic. Now, let's listen to this audio, please.
Power Media International.
Igbos in Nigeria, 73% said sometimes or always they were treated unfairly by the government. This is last year. This is the highest rate of any ethnic group surveyed in Africa. In their view, they are sometimes or always treated unfairly by the government.
So it's the issue of injustice?
It is a deep grievance, and it's a disconnect from the Nigeria project, as was mentioned earlier. And I mentioned to underscore the underlying grievance that has to be addressed. So Amnesty is potentially...
what is striking me? The person that asking this question is the issue of injustice probably is an able man. He's pretending that he didn't know. And tomorrow will call a white man racist. I mean, listen, yeah, this is one thing our leader said. When you see this man sat down here as an American, working for Amnesty, non-governmental organization, sat down, and where all these animals sitting down, even the person interviewing him, seeing if it's injustice, and the man is telling them what they knew, but they couldn't say it. And tomorrow you call white people racist?
Part of a package. But the disconnect has to be addressed, and the Southeast is a core pillar of the Nigeria project. It comes back to the discussion of its importance. So all of these issues that are being discussed are inherently political. They're being seen through a political lens. For example, infrastructure, development. The grievance is you have a very productive region that is exporting not just to Nigeria, but internationally. You have, I think, Imo and Anambra are number 4 and number 6 for GDP in Nigeria. And that was in 2021, which was a very violent year. So even amidst the violence, three of the 5 states in Southeast are in the top 12 for GDP per capita. Yet there's no seaport. The bridges are not good. The roads are not good. So it is a development and infrastructure issue, but it's seen through a political lens as a political grievance. The same with security, which is you have significant deployment of security forces, yet the perception is the DPOs are not from Southeast. Many of the officers are not from Southeast. They are not.
When you listen to this man, he found out that everything he said is what Mazi Umeh have said over time. But they are listening to him. Listen, they are listening to him, and you could see how pathetic they all looked at. And you will wake up tomorrow morning and call white man a racist, and you are more civilized. You are the mother of all nations. Come on now, can we just be real for once? Because I see our people as mediocres. For real, I'm being fair here. Look at how this man is saying. Everything this man is saying here is what Mazi Umeh have said since 2009. Explicitly, Amnesty has been following and they know. But if this man could sit in a panel and tell them this in their face, and what's the reaction of the nation? Very, very important. It's pivotal. Very, very important. This interview must be kept because it is in their face.
Necessarily well-versed in the local context, and so they're not performing the role of community security in a way that the security issue, yes, also perceived through a political lens, and it's the same with federal appointments and involvement in governance. So these are development, these are policy, these are economic issues, but they're seen through a broader political lens that they're not being kind of fairly adjudicated. And I think that's really important to underscore. So amnesty as part of a package may be a solution, but the underlying grievances have to be addressed with an understanding of the political perception, how the economic problems, how the security issues are perceived politically, and what it means to have a more representative involvement in those efforts from a Southeast perspective. Yes, it has to be a multi-stakeholder approach. The sensitive issues have to be addressed.
Just look how miserable are they. Look how miserable they are. Jesus Christ. It is mind-boggling. Look how miserable. They call it peace in the Southeast. Challenges and solutions. The only solution you have is to lose Mazi Umeh and give us a date for referendum. But I want this man because what this man is saying, he's reiterating what IPOB, roadmap has been from the onset. Everybody today is shouting, give us date for referendum. This is our logical conclusion from day one. And now, an American man sat down. I don't know if they host this in Nigeria, but they said AIT. That's why it's credit to AIT online. That's their video. I never brand it. I played it. It's their video. That's why we give credit to them. But I want you to see that these people, look the faces of the people sat down in this panel, how miserable they are. And that is why you must not say that white people are your God, because that's the only people that can speak to you. You listen or you hear them. That's what it meant. So if they feel superior over you, you don't question that. You don't question it.
And there needs to be involvement of the key stakeholders as this initiative is doing. That being said, in contexts like this, you might not move everybody over. You might not convince everybody. But where you make a serious effort and where you provide legitimate avenues, you will see a significant reduction in popular grievance that draws down support for extremism and makes it very difficult to operate. So a multi-stakeholder approach doesn't immediately solve all the problems, but it changes the trajectory, and it moves a lot of the public into using or trying to use the legitimate mechanisms again, as opposed to staying on the sidelines or even supporting extremist activity. So,
well, it is very, 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 very important that, I mean, what else can you say when you see this young man sat down in the middle of monkeys and baboons and lecture them what they are, the fundamental issue they have in their own backyard? That what brings me. That only say we don't need empathy from anybody, and we don't question people. We live in Europe here. I don't go in a workplace claiming that, oh, I have 100% right. You don't have 100% right. Do you know why? Because your forefather did not fight. You can claim the slave trade. The slave trade was something that happened between two people who was involved in it. Our Biafra was involved in slave trading because they were collecting money. So I don't question anything. What we are talking about, what can you do in this present dispensation of our lives? We keep on banging on things that we cannot. You can't govern your own household. This man left America and Amnesty, sponsored by non-governmental organization. They did a survey that 73% or 75% of Igbos say they treat them badly. Even it should be 100%, but they make it not being bad. It's 100. Is that any Igbo man have treated right in Nigeria? Tell me 1%. Tell me. The saboteurs, even themselves, themselves is under oppress. It is 100%, but they get 70 something, so that the world might not be so biased. But there's no country in the world you will see such. In Africa, that have multi-tribal or multicultural, we have lived under subjugation. All of us gone into exile, self-exile, and all of you are jumping up and down like antelopes. The only opportunity we have is now. And I keep on saying it. The day we miss this, we are going into extinction. It is only why people that talk will listen. They are the people coming to our aid. And they are still the people we will turn around and say, all of us are running to come to abroad because we have no place to go. We have no place to go. I don't want to live here. I don't. But I have no place to go. Now, I just want to read a couple press release concerning our leader's upcoming court case. And I just want you guys to pay attention. This particular press release is coming from one of the House of State. This is the state of Texas. House of Representative Jarvis Johnson is being vocal to us and is being sympathetic, and is, this is a people of goodwill. So we have to read a couple of it, and Bruce Fema as well. They have the beam light, just like what Amnesty have done now. This is perseverances. Our leader is paying that price. It's an ultimate price. Those that have died, including his two parents, they were not died in vain. And today, if you look around you, regardless of what is happening around us, you must be proud. One thing that the Iroko tree is still standing. Now, I'm going to go through this particular press release, and it reads, Representative Johnson calls on the Nigerian Supreme Court to order the unconditional release of Mazi Umeh on December 15, 2023. The Nigerian Supreme Court will decide whether or not to affirm the multiple unchallenged judgments to orders from various legal jurisdictions which have called for the unconditional release of Mazi Umeh MMK in bracket. The consensus of legal opinion within the outside Nigeria expect the Supreme Court to affirm this paraton judgment and orders. The undisputed facts are as follows. Mazi Umeh was extraordinary rendition by the Nigerian government from Kenya in bracket GON from Kenya on June 27, 2021. Then and now, he is the leader of Indigenous People of Biafra, IPOB in bracket, a non-violent group advocating for an international supervision referendum to solve the Biafra issue within the Nigerian polite. Recently, on October 30th, 2023, the High Court of Enugu state held that the classification of IPOB as a terrorist group by the GON, which is Nigerian GON, and the Southeast Governors Forum, contravenes Section 42 of the Nigerian Constitution. It follows that the representative and the future treatment of IPOB, its leader and members as a terrorist group is illegal and per se discriminatory. Therefore, there is now no valid legal basis for the continued solitary confinement of MK. Many of Nigerian courts which held previously up on the matters, including the High Court in Umuahia, Abia State, the Court of Appeal in Abuja, had also reached similar conclusion and have ordered for the immediate and unconditional release of MMK. There is no pending legal matter against MMK. On July 20, 2022, the United Nations Human Rights Council issued an opinion which found that MMK solitary confinement was in a violation of International Human Rights Convention, which Nigeria is signatory, and called for immediate and unconditional release. This is a fact. And even the African Charter as well said so. That MMK was extraordinary rendition is not in dispute, and the extraordinary rendition is illegal under Nigerian and international law is also not a dispute. I said before, but thank God that we have international voices coming in now to put all these things in the face of the so-called Supreme Court. That's why I call it a travesty. And I'll continue. I therefore call on the Nigerian Supreme Court to uphold or affirm the considered judgment of its subordinate courts and of the many international tribunals by ordering the immediate and unconditional release of Mazi Umeh. This anticipated ruling will hasten the process of restoring confidence in the Nigerian judiciary, of which Supreme Court it is Apex Court. Signed and Javas Johnson, State Representative, District 139. And we can't thank you enough. We appreciate your solidarity. You have remained unwavering. And I hope those this word have gone to will listen. And we are putting it up here because it's very, very important that those that solidarize with us, we shall acknowledge them. And this is a fact. And when Aloy Jimako told them in 2021, some of them were filing, making some cynical comment, and he told them that Onyendu have no case to answer. I will come to that, not on this program. Tomorrow, there's a program coming on tomorrow, which I'm going to flash here before I go. But having said that, I'm definitely going to move again to read Bruce Fenn's memo as well. I want to share their thoughts with us because I think that was on 2nd of December. 2nd of December, and Bruce Fenn actually put up a memo again about our leader, which we are going to see here now. 1 second. I have to upload it because I want to read their own words. It's not going to be mine. It's definitely going to be their own words. Why is this not coming up? What is your problem? 1 second. 1 second. I'm just trying to get the Bruce Fenn's. Let me get Bruce Fenn's press release. Then I will continue with you. How can I find this? Okay, yeah. I just need to get Bruce Fenn. Probably I'm going to read it without putting it up on the screen. I don't have a clue why it's not coming up. But this press release was released on 2nd of December 2023, and Bruce Fenn. This is Bruce Fenn says, "Don't collect bribe from the Tinubu government ahead of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's rulings." U.S. lawyer Bruce Fenn writes Supreme Court on the 3rd of December. The Supreme Court we on the 15th rule on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu case against the Nigerian government concerning his illegal arrest and detention at the Department of State Service (DSS) in bracket Bruce Fenn, the International Council to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the term leader of Indigenous People of Biafra in bracket IPOB, has written to the, this is from Sahara Reporter, written to Nigerian Supreme Court to reject bribes from President Buhari's camp and not compromise the rulings of court on the case brought by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The Supreme Court will, on the 15th, rule on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's case against the Nigerian government concerning his illegal arrest detention at the Department of State Services in bracket DSS. Fenn, in the letter he wrote in front of Washington, D.C. on Saturday and obtained by Sahara Reporter, said the Supreme Court must not be intimidated or bribed by the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, adding that his presidency is already on life support because of his credibility, evidence of the diplomat fraud or drug trafficking in the United States. The U.S. Council of Kanu added that the Supreme Court will become a model for other African courts by giving life to judicial independence if it's ruled impractically on Kanu and refuses to do bribing of Nigerian government. Fenn said, Honorable Justice, December 15, 2023 will be a day in Nigeria that we live in judiciary glory or infamy. The decision is in your hands. You have set aside a day to render judgment on the legality of Nnamdi Kanu's prosecution by the federal government of Nigeria. Everyone knows the Nigerian government ulterior motives to punish Mr. Kanu for exercising his constitutional protected free speech right to urge self-determination for Biafran through peaceful avenues of readiness. The court should not be blind to what all the world can see. Indeed, a Nigerian High Court sitting in Enugu recently held the Nigerians outlawing indigenous people of Biafra in bracket IPOB, headed by Mr. Kano for advocating self-determination, was unconstitutional. Further, on July 20, 2022, the Working Group on Arbitrary Detention of United Nations Human Rights Council found that Nnamdi Kanu's solitary confinement since June 2021 violates 16 international human rights conventions binding on Nigeria and ordered his immediate and unconditional release by reparations. The Nigerian government has lawlessly ignored the working group's decision for over a year. The Nigerian government did not deny that it had conspired with Kenya to have Mr. Kanu kidnapped and tortured in Nairobi and subject to extraordinary rendition to Abuja in June 2021 and committed multiple crimes against his person. This crime following an attempt, Nigerian government assassination of Kanu's on September 14, 2017. That was an onslaught, 28 men fall, including Jack, which was legally condemned by the High Court of Abia State on June 19, 2022. The cornerstone principle of law, stemming back many centuries, is that crime should not pay. To rule against Nnamdi Kanu will permit the Nigerian government to profit from its own crime and embolden more of the same. Under international law and practice, Biafrans have been denied the right of self-determination through a free and fair independence referendum arranged and conducted by a neutral international body at the South Sudan enjoyed in 2011. This norm of international law is not reserved for Africa alone. The United Kingdom, where I reside here, offered Scotland a self-determination vote in 2014. Witnesses, Canada offered Quebec a self-determination vote in 1995. In both cases, independence failed because the United Kingdom and Canada treated all their citizens even-handedly and under the rule of law. That's even-handedly, sorry, pardon me, even-handedly and under the rule of law. Nnamdi Kanu is seeking to undo the wickedness and arrogance of the British colonization in Nigeria. Amalgamation of the distinct people, including Biafran, Yoruba, and Hausa Fulanis, was compelled by British missionary guns in 1914. Nigerian boundaries were illegally at birth born on the cynical chant, whatever happens, we have got the maximum guns and they have not. Not a single African had a say in Nigerian boundaries, which endure today as legacy of British lawlessness and a colonized policy of divide and conquer. Nigeria has been a chronicle conventional artificial state since independence in 1960. Legal and moral responsibility lies with the United Kingdom. I said it before, UK is the one holding Mazi Umeh, even though our leader is a British citizen. Makes it more complex, if you understand what I mean. To support Nnamdi Kanu, to expel the crude, unlawful remnant of British colonization, colonialism in Nigeria, the British stole sovereignty from each district people of Nigeria by abounding the international law obligation to offer each independent referenda and be inspired by the Pakistan Supreme Court built by the military dictator Pervez Musharraf. In 2019, the Supreme Court held the dictator emergency rule was unconditional. A decade later, a special court found Musharraf guilty of treason for suspending the constitution and sentenced him to death. Pakistan's law applaud both decisions as lawmakers in the rule of law. Do not be intimidated or bribed by President Bola Tinubu. His presidency is already on life support because of credibility, evidence of the diplomat fraud and drug trafficking in the United States. A decision in favor of Nnamdi Kanu will be overwhelmingly applauded by the Nigerian lawyers, a high watermark in the rules of law and independence of the judiciary. The court will become an instant candidate for a Nobel Peace Prize. Nigerians appellants would begin to abet. Additionally, you would become a model for other African courts by giving life to judicial independence, the secret of domestic tranquility. Make December 15 finest hour of the Supreme Court of Nigeria. All eyes will be upon you. With deepest respect, Bruce Pham. And once again, we appreciate your courage for putting this up. I wouldn't talk much about you tonight. There's a program coming because your name has been mentioned, and definitely we are going to bring a program that, like I said, tomorrow I'll be coming up on Alpha Power Media, not Biafra Radio. But tonight is dedicated, and subsequently, probably on the Friday, the day we will be on court in Abuja. Definitely, I will be live on air to giving us spot account as well. But tonight is dedicated. It's just like what would I call it? You know, so we are and it's like a vigil. You know, we already know what is going to happen. But the good thing is that watch how the video I play. Watch out the memo from the Java Johnson from Texas. And Bruce Pham was forced on 3rd of December. And all these things tell you that the international community are becoming aware. It is not a wishful thinking. The only thing that forces all this in one name, only one name is involved. Mazi Umeh, and that is where your allegiance should be. And the question tonight is that what are you doing? How are you helping your leader to stay focused? How are you contributing to make sure that his welfare is being looked after? It is a pertinent question to every single genuine IPOB. Forget about all these shenanigans. Those that sold Mazi, those that allowed Onyendu to be held captive, just like they sold Yahweh. But Onyendu knew when Judas collected that money and kissed him in the shake. He knew, and he knew that this is a destiny. Our leader have accepted this moment. The question to me and you: are you doing what you have been agreed and assigned to do? It is not those that are weakening out, you know, those that walked away. And when you walked away on this particular monumental task, who do you think is going to get it done? So when Biafra is start tomorrow, some of you is going to wake up. Some like today, some people will say, oh, Onyendu couldn't get people that were educated. I ask a question: where were you when IPOB emerged? It was a grassroots movement. Those that were available when Yahweh was on earth, the story they told us in the Bible. He never had any PhD holder. He had those that were available, men that work with their hands, carpentry. This is a man that fisherman. These are men that he took as his disciple. Onyendu took out those that were available, and our leaders stand to be correct here. Onyendu said, regardless of what he's done in the past, Onyendu give everybody second chance, because what we all have been going through, all the trauma we have experienced in our lifetime, It is not our making. All of us went on exile, looking for a greener pasture. That's why me and you are here. So many of us sold our life to make sure that our families can feed back home. In our generation, we fought to eradicate poverty in our household because we couldn't do anything where we come from. Today, we saw an American man telling you the marginalization and subjugation of average Igbo man in Biafra at large, because it varies. Even our brothers in the neighborhood, the 12% they are getting from their own resource was Ojukwu that bargained it for them. It was 6% before. It was 6%. It was our internal leader that bargained for them to push it up to that 12% or 13% they're giving them. In their own, what is in your own backyard? Someone will suppress you. And we are saying that we are human beings. You know, we should be quiet in any country we live. I've been honest with you. Listen, you see why people, they are tolerant. Regardless what they have done to us, they are the ones still fighting for us. None of us have stood up and fought. Even when any of us stand up to fight, we will kill that person. Those that have fought, Bob Marley, Kwame Nkrumah, all these people that fought, will remember they were murdered by our own same people. The same thing is happening now. So the voice of the voiceless is Biafra Radio. And thank God, as long as men walk this earth, as long as men drink water, Chukwu Okike Abiama is only man. He's only one that will take vengeance for us. Our hands are clean. If you know what I have done, come out. I don't have secret. If you know what George Umeh have done, say it. You don't blackmail people. If I ever say what you do, it requires, because people need to know the truth. And that's what our job is here. And that's what I brought IPOB where we are, with no apology to anybody. So I'm not be going into any news tonight. Specifically, this program is designed to prep on 15th, and subsequently by God's grace, I believe I will be on air in the morning to give us what I can from Abuja to see what is going to happen on their travesty. But at the end of the day, it does not matter what they do. One thing is certain on this journey, because people don't know that appetite. I remember when we were in school, we were contributing 20 naira then, but it was not black people that fought for appetite. It was white people. It was white people. And that is why some of all these shenanigans you people are doing, all this small arm struggle you're going, this is what you guys are trying to irritate people. You're trying to irritate those that are going to be on your aid. We're not looking for people to help us, but we are looking to get a genuine sympathy. Because at this point in time, you're still going into small arm struggle with fighting. How demented are you? You think when you shot one policeman based on in one village, unprovoked, and you think they're gonna come and do what? And smile with you? Of course not. You're not ready. Onyendu said it, and I'll quote Onyendu. We don't have ESN in our township. That is why you see all these people shouting ESN. They are not shouting ESN. These people created their own gang. Their own dead man that are killing people, they're threatening people. They are not vigilantes. Quote me anywhere. ESN was formed out of necessity. And we must remember our ESN are not those that are coming out to threatening people. We don't use ESN as a mobster or as a banditry. It was formed to safeguard our people. How are you going to be an embodiment to our people now? Tell me. You can't force people to sit back home. You don't have that power to do that. You don't have it. You don't. Even if you have a government running, you don't force things to people. We all live in a civilized world. No one is telling you when the law, before law is being enacted, they will debate it. After debating it, people will agree. Then now they will force that law, in a very civil manner, not by killing people or chastising individuals. No, we don't want such thing. Our people have suffered. If you don't learn anything, learn something from the survey that Amnesty have done. Even though the unrest in Biafra land, we're still doing well. But that is our place is a peaceful place, and I want it to, say, I want Biafra land to be peaceful. and they be shouting you love Mazi Umeh. You don't. You people are the people that the fifth colony, every single one of them are getting money from the zoo because the zoo is double standard. They want to project IPOB as a terrorist organization, but now that case has been reversed because when IPOB was tagged terrorists, those that are supposed to know better didn't say anything. All this is going to come up tomorrow. I'm going to talk about it tomorrow. But all these things have reversed. We have won so many cases, big cases. You could see the letter they wrote. All these people putting the court cases we won internationally. It's not when you release IPOB member that we bargain about it. You go to 20 people, they say we'll have to pay 20 million. We'll pay. That is not talking about things that we are recognized internationally. Internationally. You see men quoting it. Jabez quoted, Bruce Fair will quote it. I will go into the legal issue tomorrow extensively in Alpha Power Media. There, I will have time to speak anywhere I want. But on this platform, this is our Hello Party. This is where we worship. And I want to thank you all enough for listening to me this evening. And one thing is certain. No empathy to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu does not require anybody's empathy. Onyendu can decide to walk away tonight. Yeah? But I tell you what, he wouldn't do it. Because he's on a mission. The question you should be asking yourself, what are you doing? What are you doing? Some of you say you are tired. Some of you say you won't contribute money until the Mazi Nnamdi Kanu come out of prison. It amazes me the way our people reason. A white man have told you that almost 73% of Igbo people say they treat them badly. And I said, it is 100%. Tell me one Igbo man that have been treated fairly in Nigeria. Show me one. All this, somebody's useless politician now, some of them, they're giving them position because of IPOB to come and fight us. Something for one say, show me one person. Dorakunya, they killed Dorakunya. Okadibo was killed. How many are we going to call? Our internal leader, Ojukwu, they brought him back from Ivory Coast, ridicule him till he passed away. How many people that have passed? Zik of Africa, the one that sold us, died miserably. Go back into your history and look yourself in the mirror. You guys are too noisy and lousy. And irritate people. My advice to you is this. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu came into this struggle to show off, some of all these people you see today will meet IPOB. If he came into IPOB to make living, some of you will see IPOB. Because as we are now projecting and doing some programs, you can see people that say IPOB is a family business. You can see how their intention that, and they will never be in that position. Because somebody you can't even see, based on what he has said, how can you read it? How can tell me it is only Igbo people that somebody will be hiding, talking to you, be listening to that individual? Tell me that we are retards. I'm being honest with you. We claim we know, but we don't. We are not civil. We are not. That survey, Amnesty did 73%. The man say in the whole sub-Saharan Africa tells you the impediment on you and your attitude. Because if Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, God forbid, tomorrow wake up one morning and say, you know what, to hell with all these people. Like he told us, like he said, if it's not because of Chukwuka Abiyama, that he will never speak to any one of us. And I agree with him 1,000%. Because our people are cursed. May Chukwuka Abiyama continue to guide and protect our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And like I said before I come on air, there was no soldier there, GG fella. Alligator pepper does not walk in shame. We have prayed and poured liberation on the ground. Any man or woman, I said it all the time. Any man or woman, I didn't say think. Any man or woman that have dreamed about evil against the Kukano family, your generation is cursed. I repeat, your generation is cursed. There's no prayer in this world that will eradicate your punishment. Because we come from, people don't understand, people don't understand the path we are walking in. You don't understand it. Like I said, Meo Kike, continue to fortify our leader. Those hardcore IPOB members, when they say hardcores, 100 men and women around the world. Forget about forget about the crowd. You know, when you do all the prophecy our leader gave us, check them. The way he's metamorphosing. Biafra is going to be the last miracle. How it's going to happen, nobody knows. Just like the West spent 20 years in Afghanistan, one morning it happened. One morning. After 20 years, the central band they fight for 20 years has now ruined the center in Afghanistan. Tells you all you need to know. You know what? Like I said, we need to be more sensitive when dealing with things. We shouldn't allow ourselves to be bamboozled all the time. We should start reasoning like a human beings, and probably God will have mercy upon our souls. I thank all you for listening. May Chukwu Okabama continue to guide and protect all of us. And may Chukwu Okabama continue to guide the Holy Land of Biafra, because that is our ancestral land. Every man that wishes evil, evil shall be your companion. And our hands are clean. Like I said, our hands are clean. We wish no man no evil. IPOB is found under purity. And we are white and whiter until whatever we say is what we see. You can't bribe us. We can't compromise, not now. Nothing in this earth will compromise us. And this whole app platform will remain as sacred as it is until Biafra is restored. And I'll be signing out from here, United Kingdom. It's good night from here. Thank you for listening.